Welcome to this week's episode of Business Solutions, where we provide solutions on formed lifestyles. My name is Kingsley Oluoko. How about a community that comes together for one goal? Yes, I'm talking about the Kilimani Project Foundation, where they enable those who work, and play in Kilimani to experience community and enhance quality of life and self governance. So, to tackle this, I'm joined by two gentlemen. Don't ask me where the third party is, but we are having two gentlemen to discuss this. And I'm on board with Executive Director and the Pillar Business and Expertise at the Kilimani Project Foundation. Gentlemen, introduce yourself and let me know what you do and why you do them.
Right, so hi Kingsley, as mentioned, my name is Kitavi, the Executive Director to Kilimani Project Foundation.
Yes.
Okay, my name is Brian Buru Mora. I am the volunteer for the enterprise pillar of the Kilimani Foundation.
Mhm. Over 1,128 members under Kilimani Project Foundation. Let me know why these people are coming to you and just to be, form a community together.
Right, so about 11 years ago, a
Mhm.
few members of the community came together and they had a desire to make an urban center, which is Kilimani, be community centric, to carry on the principles like any other community concept that is adapted in a rural setting to bring it to the urban setting. And they came together and they wanted to just form a community and form an ecosystem where communities will interact with other community members. They'll be able to solve community problems on the common things that bring neighbors together, insecurities, lack of water. It sounds like this history,
Yeah, points.
exactly.
Mhm.
But that was the desire.
Okay.
And that gave birth to the foundation, the Kilimani Project Foundation.
Mhm.
And over time, they went ahead and registered the foundation. They got all the proper legal paperwork that they require. And the beautiful thing is that it's been able to move from serving as a residents association to being a foundation where it now hosts an umbrella of a number of activities, so that it doesn't just tackle now the residents of Kilimani, but as we mentioned, the people who live, work, and play.
Okay.
So the business community is also looked out for. Even the foreigners, the expats who live here within Kilimani, they're looked out for. So it's a home for everyone who has an interest within Kilimani.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up to 23 projects that you guys have completed so far. You've mentioned of so many activities that you guys do and so many pillars in the foundation. Maybe we'll
Right.
just mention some of the projects that you guys have done and what was the inspirations behind them.
The inspiration is to make anyone who experiences Kilimani to have a better quality of life, really. And all the projects that you've mentioned have been narrowed down to 5 pillars, and these are the pillars that champion all the activities that we do. So you have the plan development pillar that attracts experts in the built environment to really champion and look out for the Kilimani, to make sure that we encourage investors to come and make Kilimani their home, but you also want to make sure that they follow all the right procedures and protocol as required by the government to do so as well. They want to make sure that the quality of life to residents doesn't downgrade because you are setting up a business, you're setting up apartments, you're looking out for yourself. You also want to make sure that, in 30 years from now, Kilimani can have a playground where your children can go to play. There's a walkway that you can walk to go to work. If it rains for 15-20 minutes, we are not in a crisis. We can actually just walk along the ways. The street lights are operational. Just a decent urban community. And the plan development pillar is something that does that. We also have an environmental pillar that champions to counter the fast, rapid growing status of Kilimani being a concrete city to move to it being a green city. Yes, we have a lot of urbanization happening, but we still want the green effect to still happen within, Kilimani. And
Yeah.
so they champion tree planting initiatives. They champion looking out for Kerichwa River, which is one of the rivers that streams within Kilimani ward, and also recycling initiatives, where we encourage members of the community to recycle their waste using our recycling partners to do that as well. We have a social cohesion pillar that does a lot of activities, hosts community festivals annually. It hosts a youth platform where any youth within Kilimani can take part in. It hosts let me call it a school for leadership personas who are really interested in civic education. They want to go to the in-depths of it, and it's called Leadership Nairobi. I'm happy to share links to anyone who is interested to check out the reports and all, but it's just doing a lot of that, as the name articulates, social cohesion, which also talks about, has a program in line to mental health and champions a lot of mental health initiatives as well. We also have a pillar on safety and security, which is the fourth pillar, to make sure that we speak one language regarding safety. We have residents who are captains in their streets or estates where they raise alarms to any security threat within their area, and we also collaborate very well with security firms that offer security, and also the police, which is our good friends the Kilimani Police Station. Yeah, that's the fourth one, and the final one is the enterprise pillar, which I feel inadequate to speak when Brian is seated next to me.
Yes,
Yeah.
you've mentioned quite elaborate activity that you guys have done to bring the community in a way that is cohesive. I will point out on some of the issues that foundation I will wish to know, or rather what the foundation is working on. For example, noise pollution and the cropping up of buildings. Maybe how does Kilimani Project Foundations come on such kind of issues?
So, very good questions. On the upcoming buildings, one, because we are championing our members or residents of the foundation to be to exercise self-governorship or self-stewardship, civic education is something that they're very quite well aware of. So if a building is coming up, for example, hypothetically, one of the things that we champion is for our residents to take part in the public participation, to give their inputs and articulate and say, hey, we need your voice to, what is your opinion on this property that is coming up within your street, within your lane? How is it going to affect you? Are there concerns that you have to raise on towards to? And then we collaborate now with stakeholders, people like NEMA, people like National Construction Authority, people who are stakeholders in the construction world, to just make sure that we enable development, but in a way that does not degenerate the quality of life of someone else living in here.
Okay.
You know, I'll give a case in point. It may seem like it's such a far-fetched idea, but there's a possibility of kids who are coming up to experience vitamin D deficiency because they don't have sunlight in their homes. You know, and you can imagine at a time where it sounds ridiculous to us. What do you mean you have to take vitamin D supplements? Because, you know, like, bro, toka endo kacheze, bro. You know, it's that easy. Or go out and play. I don't know what kalongo is in English, you know, but the natural things, these are things that very soon, if we keep up with the development that's coming up, will be things that we will be hearing we used to do in our times and stuff.
Okay.
You know? And to noise pollution as well, our neighbors are very keen to even raise alarms. Like, hey, this place is going beyond the particular decibel that is required or allowed. And then, so we work very hand in hand with NEMA and other stakeholders to raise and attack these matters as soon as they rise up.
And indeed, we've seen lots of responses coming up from the residents, from the authorities, the county government, of course, City Hall, doing something about it. Now, we want to shift to the enterprise pillar. But before then, as a secretariat, member of the secretariat, what's your vision on the enterprise pillar, and how do you guys envision it to work just before he begins to speak?
I'll copy his notes so that I look smart. I think two things come to my mind. The desire is to form a network where businesses give each other people businesses, so that, you know, if you need, it's like a business hub. If I need something, yes, I am a service provider or a product provider of something, but if I need to work with other service providers, I first come to Kilimani.
Okay.
You know, so that we circulate our revenue around ourselves. We don't need to go, well, it's good to go there, but play home first. You know, yeah, if I need something, let's say I'm in the pastry industry and I need someone to do my branding, I can get someone from Kilimani. If I need someone to do my interior decoration, I can get someone from Kilimani. If I need someone to service my car and I need a car in the first place, I can get someone from the businesses within Kilimani to do that. So that's one. Second is to build a particular array of ethics that anyone who is conducting business in Kilimani should be able to uphold as well. Because our desire is to raise the quality of business transactions being done in Kilimani. You know, that we'd have a reputation like, yeah, I did business with someone in Kilimani and they're very credible. And someone else says, yeah, same thing. Because some of these ethics are things that we don't talk about. But if we all come together in a room, we can actually dictate how we want our business ethics to be in a particular area as well. And then now finally, creating an infrastructure where now the businesses can give back to the community as well. Yeah.
Okay. Now you know what your boss needs from you. Up to 9 activities or forums you had last year. A women breakfast forum that you guys organized. What's your vision for this pillar that you're having?
So for the enterprise pillar, they are based on who you're targeting and who you're working with. There are two ways to look at it. There is what they need externally, and what they need internally. And what they need externally really touches a lot to the foundation itself. Security, cleanliness, a good working environment, proper development, and all that. What they need internally: networking, marketing, business knowledge. And now all that, we have a way in which we structure it within the different sizes and types of business. We have SMEs, we have micro businesses, we have gig economy, and we have corporates. So ours is to find a way in which, one, we can contribute to internal and external, but then all this culminates to also how can you as an enterprise and as a business or a corporate entity then give back to the community. Understand?
Yeah.
So linking, one, the enterprises to community programs, to community foundations, to community efforts that improve the livelihoods of the people, the livelihoods of the place, and the place that even people exist in. But at the same time, we know that we cannot ignore what's happening in internal part of a business. And so that's what these forums and all these networking events come from, just to cater for the internal part of the business.
And as Kilimani Project Foundation, even in the enterprise pillar, you have a huge clarion call of members to keep on joining. I'll think of a business who wants to be part of this project and to share into the knowledge, to know a friend who knows someone, be part of that cycle. As the enterprise pillar, how do you ensure you enforce this, and what's the benefits that people can benefit from it?
So if you're a member, there's a lot that you exclusively get. So one, for the events, you get first priority. For members, there is space for them, because some of these events, the way we conduct our events are very, very particular. They're a bit different. We are all about impact. So even when you have forums, it's not conversations. Say, for example, when there's a panel discussion, it's not the panelists just talking to each other. So I brought here someone who's really good, who really understands this stuff, and who's really particular in a specific topic. We want you to ask them questions, because chances of even getting some of these people in the same room to ask them the questions that you have are very hard. So we have a limited slot for that. So if you're a member, you always get priority. We set aside space for members, and they said to that there are also events where it's exclusively for members. We'll bring a major name or have a major discussion, and it's exclusively for members. However, there is also, there's a big touch to it, which what I mentioned earlier, the external part of a business. When you're part of the organization, there are things that affect you as a business and affect your people that you need a place to, one, learn before these things happen, to learn when they happen, and to know what to do after they have happened. For example, if there is, say, a security threat in an area, you can never control what people want to do or what they can do in an area. Ideally, what would you do if there's a problem within a particular community area? Say there's a security issue. If you're part of the organization, you're in the WhatsApp group, you're in different spaces. And one, if we know about it, we'll let you know in advance. If we don't know about it, you can let us know, and we'll link up to the partners and friends of the organization, and we tell them. Yeah.
I know there is an upcoming event that you guys happen. Maybe just give us a brief of what happened at the Tax X, or rather event that happened last year, even as we give a prologue of what is going to happen
this quarter's forum.
Yes.
Yeah. The last forum we had was a tax-oriented forum. So our forums are topical, and these topics are not things that we think about. Personally, I'm an entrepreneur myself, and there are of course things that I struggle with internally as a business. But also what we do for us to settle on a particular topic, we engage the different businesses, first the members and even those ones who are within the community, to benefit from the existence of the organization. And we find out what struggles they're facing, and then we curate a forum out of that. So the last forum we had was a tax forum, and we just brought tax experts, we brought tax organizations, and we told them the things that these businesses are struggling with. And we actually even asked the people who attended to prepare the questions in advance. So when you're having these conversations, these are the things we present to them, so that you can learn from them. A forum, the essence of a forum is not for you to learn everything. That's a course. The essence of a forum is for you to just know enough to ask the right questions, and go to the right places. So this coming forum is a marketing forum, because the way things have been, business has been going down. The economy has not been very kind to businesses, and one of the things that gets affected is marketing, because you reduce your budget for marketing, because there's also a lot of noise going on. So what we heard from the people who are speaking to us is, can we have a forum where we know how to do our marketing better, and especially in this different time? And then things have changed. AI has come, social media has changed massively.
The whole marketing
Yes.
industry
Completely changed. So we have a lineup of a brand specialist, a digital specialist, a sales specialist, and a general marketing expert. And they're there to answer those specific questions. Because what we want to do is, one, you learn what you need to learn, but also you get triggered to know what you need to learn. And that's an internal solution for the businesses. Yeah.
And so that's the clarion call. People need to register,
Yeah, register, man.
whether in Kilimani or not.
Yes, register. This is open. It's very open. The last event we had almost 20 people who said, every forum, I'm coming with my partner. Booked. And it's a low number. We're only having 60, and it's at Sages. It's only 2,000, and that's inclusive of full Sages breakfast. So it's really amazing, and I can't even sell it better.
Okay.
If you come and you don't like it and you don't learn, I'll refund you the cash.
And even as we wrap up, you've come a year and a decade now into this Kilimani Project Foundation. What does it look like a decade to come?
A decade to come for the enterprise.
For the enterprise,
pillar,
yes.
I believe that we want to set a community of businesses. Every business wants and desires to have a belonging. And what happens is, within our economy and within our continent, we need to be unified. One, the essence of a business community is so that, one, people can speak together, can speak one language, can learn from one another, can sell to each other. Sometimes, and we get this a lot in forums. We had a forum for the Women in Business Forum, was highly themed on exporting items to different countries. We had someone in logistics, and you had someone who has a product and who has no clue how to export. And you had someone in logistics who did not have people to export products for. It was just a simple buy and sell. And they're all partners. I mean, that's the kind of space we want to build. That's the kind of community we want to build. We want to say that we can even lobby for better policies. We can, demand for better standards, even from financial institutions and even the government. But you have to come together. As long as you're segmented, facing your different business issues, I'm facing my different business issues, the least we could do is, if we came together, we can learn from one another, but also we can solve these issues together. Yeah.
Okay. There you have it.
Thank you.
Your network is your net worth. If you want to increase your network, or rather your net worth, come to Kilimani Project Foundation to boost your network. On the 13th of November, register for the Marketers Forum with the Kilimani Project Foundation. You cannot miss this. And that has been this week's episode of Business Solutions. My name is Kingsley Oluoko.
We are Pearl Radio,